I am a Chicana. I am a child of the corn, la hija del maíz. My parents were farmers. I get to experience this every day. We're a land and water-based people. Mark Twain used to say that water was for fighting and whiskey was for drinking. And I believe that. These are my chicken eggs, 14. We've had some very serious arguments and hardships concerning our acequia. This is actually an irrigation ditch, or an acequia. This ditch has been in operation for almost 200 years. It gives us what we need to live. It grows our crops. Because of climate change and other factors, it's been so hard. Every year it gets more difficult because of the scarcity. We're not getting enough snowfall in some years. In 2012, there was a serious drought. We lost everything. Nobody grew a bale of hay. Hardly anybody in this canyon. There have been times when it's been very dry, where actually even the fish in it have died because there's just not enough water. We're living on the hope that we're going to get the resource of snow every year and enough rainfall. That's the hope that springs eternal, I guess, out of us, that we'll always have water of some kind coming through. This same water comes from our canyon, San Francisco. And I would say it's a good 4 miles up. It starts very small, and it's little springs, and then when the snow melts, all the snow melt joins into one, comes into the San Francisco. Currently in our community, 60 households in the village here irrigate 1,062 acres, and we use this ditch or acequia. In this community we have 4 or 5 of them, and they've all been dug by hand by folks who just had an axe and a shovel and a plan. Historically, we have a very long tradition that works. We're communal in the fact that the water has to be shared. And if there's not enough water, then the mayordomo and our comisión have to figure out, instead of Jose getting 3 days worth of water, Jose, you're going to be cut down to 2. Instead of you getting 5 days, you're going to be cut down to 3. And so people cutting down their water levels allows everybody a chance to irrigate. The owner who owns 100 acres, you would think, oh, he could raise his collar and he can dictate how the vote's going to go. But it doesn't happen that way. It's one man or one woman and one vote, and it takes care of business. So we get people from bigger cities and they buy a huge ranch, and then they're a little bit miffed and upset because their vote is only one vote, just like the gentleman with his little 2 acres. But it's effective, and we've survived 200 years, so I think it's worth saving. The tradition of being a land and water-based people, of teaching your children that this water is what gives us in our villages sustenance. It's invaluable. It's a tradition. It is something that you pass from one generation to another. And then the next thing is you got to fight like hell to keep it. I want to hide it. I want to keep it a secret. But I live in the 21st century now, and it's impossible to leave any areas undetected anymore. It's gone. So I figure if people entered with a better sense of where they're coming into, the traditions and the culture, they'll be more apt to want to protect it and keep it the way it is.